All right, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So for those of you that are new here, my name is Carson Wiener. My brother and I run a virtual land flipping business, and we do a bunch of real estate development as well. In this video, I'm going to be sitting down and explaining to you my thoughts and why I think the housing market is about to explode. So there's tons of opinions, there's tons of people out there saying that the housing market is going to go down, the housing market's going to explode, and truly, nobody knows what the heck it's really going to do, but I can sit down and give you guys my thoughts and give you my value of expertise on why I am thinking these things, but that's what I'm going to be describing to you in this video. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel down below. My brother and I post a bunch of real estate content, business content, information into our land flipping business. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, go ahead and subscribe down below. Click the subscribe button and we'll go ahead and get right into everything. So why I think the housing market will explode is for a few different reasons. So my brother and I, on a daily basis, what we do is we flip land to home builders. So we find them the dirt beneath the houses that they're going to build. And these big builders are the D.R. Hortons, Lennar Homes, Synergy Homes, that's just to name a few of them, but there are thousands and thousands of these builders. But these big builders are buying thousands and thousands of lots per year, and not only to build on, but also to land bank, showing that they think that the demand for houses that they're building are only going to increase. It's only going to go up as the years are to come. So as they're buying these up and building on these properties, and we know this because we speak to them every single day. Over the past 3 years, we've done over 750 land deals for over $5 million. And then we also have about $20 million in our own portfolio that we're building. So we are talking to builders, we're talking to GCs, we're talking to realtors, we're talking to agents every single day. And this is what we're coming up with based off what we're hearing, is these builders tell us every single day, hey, I'm continuing to buy right now. Hey, here are the areas that we're expanding into. Hey, here's exactly what I'm looking for. Hey, here's how much we can pay based on what's going on in the market right now. So all of these things are leading us toward that there's just going to continue to be growth for building, for real estate, for these hot areas, for these hot markets where there's low state income tax. So an area like Florida, an area like Arizona, area like Tennessee, these are just always going to be areas where people from other states where they're not having as hot of an economy or they're not having as hot of a real estate market are going to continue to move from those places. So they're going to leave New York, and move to Florida. This is only going to increase the value of home because there's only so much land, there's only so much real estate, there's only so many lots on the water, there's only so much new construction on the water, there's only so much new construction in an entire area, guys. And as more people move to these hot states that everybody wants to be in, the price of home and the median value of home is only going to continue to increase no matter what else is going on in the world, because these areas are going to continue to increase in value and continue to be somewhere where these people want to be and want to live because it's a great area. And in addition to that, I think it was yesterday, today is September 18th, I think it was yesterday or a few days ago where the interest rates just got dropped a quarter point. I think I was expecting it to be a little bit more, but what this means with these interest rates starting to drop is when you're getting a mortgage on a house, the same house that you could have mortgaged out at a 3% interest rate is now going to be a much more expensive payment. So if you're getting a $300,000 house, your mortgage payment is going to be almost double that or double that as it would have been as if you were getting a mortgage, 5-7 years ago, right? So you're getting the same house, but you're having to pay twice as much with these interest rates. But keep in mind, as these interest rates go down, your value of house goes up. So for example, if you got a mortgage on a property that's worth $400,000 at a 7% interest rate, but then the interest rate drops a point, your property could be worth $440,000, $450,000. But you got to keep this in mind. These big builders that we talk to, their construction cost stays exactly the same over, like, if it's within 24 months, right? So if they're building a house now or if they're building a house 6-12 months from now, it's going to be the same exact thing. But if these interest rates continue to drop, if these interest rates drop a point, if these interest rates drop 3/4 points more than they already have, then the value of home is going to increase. So keep this in mind. We've seen this happen so many times over the years. So an area like Port St. Lucie, these big builders buy these lots from us at $150,000 right now. And these lots, these same exact lots, these same exact vacant pieces of land that were getting these properties from the sellers, they got these lots for $5,000 5-7 years ago. These same exact lots 5-7 years ago, they got in Port St. Lucie, Florida for $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. that are now selling for 150. So we go ahead and offer them, you know, 130,000, 140,000. They make a bunch of money on their investment. We flip the lot straight to the builder. We make our profit. We get in and out. But you got to understand why that's happening. You got to understand why these builders are going to pay that price. You got to understand why the value increased. So as the value of home is increasing for those reasons that I just told you, so these houses in Port St. Lucie, let's say they were worth $600,000 5 years ago, okay? And these lots are worth $5,000. Now, these houses are worth $720,000, okay? So now it's the same exact price to build these houses, but the price of lot is going to increase by what, 25%? It's going to go from being worth $5,000 to $125,000 because the cost to build doesn't change. So it's only the lot value that changes, meaning within 5 years, these properties went from being worth $5,000 to $125,000, and then we can go ahead and sell that to the builder, and they're still making their margin in between. They're still making all their profit, and they're extremely happy to do this. So again, that's why we always stick to the hottest markets, meaning just the hottest states in general where people want to live, where the values are increasing, and these areas are going to continue to increase. So that's just my point and my opinion on things is I think that any of these markets where these builders are, and another piece of information for a lot of you guys is these big builders that we're reaching out to, that we're dealing with, you're probably wondering, you know, in a nice area in Florida, how are these big builders buying houses and selling them at, you know, $300,000, $400,000? So here's the key to what we do and with the people that we speak to is these big builders are buying in these scattered lot campaigns. What a scattered lot campaign is when these builders are buying thousands of lots and they're infill residential parcels that are about 10,000 square feet all throughout the United States, but mostly in these hot areas that I'm telling you. And again, they're buying thousands of them, but in one-off little locations. So it's not a big plot. It's not a big development that they're subdividing into little areas. It's their scattered lot campaigns. And what they're doing with these scattered lot campaigns is because these really hot cities and these really hot metro areas, so like for example, Miami, there's not much land left there. There's not much building to be done. You want to venture out about an hour away from those metro booming areas. So an area like Miami, you want to venture out about an hour away from that. Or an area like Tampa, you want to venture out to about an hour away from that. Like Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Lehigh Acres. These are all these areas where these builders are buying up land and building as much as they can because as people want to live in those areas, everything's full in the metro booming areas unless you want to pay a premium. So these everyday people that are buying houses are expanding out about an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half out of these big areas. So again, that's where these builders are buying most of these lots, and that's where they're building most of these houses, is those areas that are about an hour outside of these big markets. So like Dallas, Texas, you don't go to Dallas. No, you go a little bit outside of that. You go to Frisco, you go to Plano, you go to all these other areas, and that's where they're buying the majority of these houses and building the majority of these houses. So as those areas get full from people moving into the market or people not wanting to sell because they love the area, it expands. It just continues to go north, south, east, and west, and it just expands outward to where these builders are buying to plan for what's next to come. And again, why I'm saying that I think we have a decent idea of what's to come is these builders will tell us beforehand. They'll email us, call us, and text us. We have great relationships with these builders and say, hey, I know we've been in Port Charlotte for the last 6-8 months buying aggressively. We're moving to Palm Bay next, and nobody really knows about this yet because we move in there, we have to buy the lots first, and nobody knows that this is the new construction area because you don't see the new construction listed until the houses are done 10 to 12 months later, right? So they tell us exactly where they're going and where they're expanding, and that's why we have this idea of, hey, the housing market's exploding because these big builders and all these people that we're talking with, these land acquisition specialists, are telling us exactly where they're going, where they plan to go, what they've been buying, how much they've been paying, and they give us all the insights that at least makes me think that we have a decent idea of what's going on. And we haven't been in the market when there's been a crazy recession or anything like that, like '08, but we've been in the market for about 40 months now, so can give a little bit of insight into everything. So that's my opinion, is just based off these conversations that I've had with big builders and seeing everything that's going on in the economy. Obviously, you can't predict anything, but I think that there's a chance that hot markets, like I'm saying in Florida, and hot markets that have been rising and been growing, are going to continue to go up and up for the years to come. And that's where we're investing a lot of our money right now. Is we are trying to land bank at a small scale. Is we're buying a lot of deals from our community. So we buy a lot of deals from students in our community, and we're just buying land to hold it long term. That's how much we believe in this. That's how much we trust the land economy in these hot areas. Is we're trying to invest as much money as possible into buying cheaper land throughout Florida, throughout North Carolina, throughout Tennessee, throughout Arizona, these hot markets, and trying to invest and park money into that, because like these big builders, like these hedge funds, like these huge institutions, they know that land banking money into these things will yield them a return in the long run. So that's what we're doing. That's our opinion on where this market's gonna go. Obviously, nobody has a crystal ball. But yeah, that's my opinion on everything. So I appreciate you guys for coming on and watching this video. And if you've never been here, welcome to the channel. And if you want to go ahead and like this video, go ahead and like it down below and subscribe to the channel. We post on here pretty frequently. So appreciate you guys sitting down here with me today, and I'm going to sign off now.